Yeah, I don't.
They don't have it.
Once you, once you,
Go ahead and start our meeting to order. And do you join us dispense with the pledge if we're going to do one and,
Joke.
well, we don't, yes, we do. Yeah, let's dispense with it for in the essence of time and we'll do one with regular boards. So, roll call please.
Ms. Lautner?
Present.
Mr. Christensen?
Present.
See.
And Mr. Gatto?
Present.
Okay, thank you. All right, approval of the agenda. The only thing I had is under the playground, we have the site discussion recommendation. And I wanted to add a motion for the construction of it, or discussion at least.
Of
for
the
construction.
So we're going to add okay, I move we add discussion of the construction of the playground equipment. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, discussion recommendation, possibly. Okay.
That'd be item 4.
Or under 2A, yeah.
2A, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
so we'll talk about it all right there.
Okay.
Okay, motion and support?
Support?
Okay. And is there anything else? No other discussion, no other additions, deletions? All in favor, say aye.
One moment, on the agenda,
yes.
I submitted my comments about the walkthrough that we did. Is that included in any of this, or do we want to add that?
It will probably be under the site discussion.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Then I'm ready to proceed.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Opposed?
So we're approving the agenda as amended?
Yep. Yep. Well, actually, technically, that was a motion to add.
I move
Yes.
that we accept
Thank you.
the, approve
Thank you.
the agenda as amended.
Second?
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, is there any public comment at this time? We have monkey flower on the agenda, so we're safe. All right, action items. So first we have the request for music in the park, Glen Lake Community Reformed Church.
Page 2 is the email from the beginning of the email string between the Glen Lake Community Reformed Church spokesperson, Commissioner Ty Bissell, who's inquiring as to how to go about the process to ask if they could do that. And we have done it in the past.
That's the same one we've done before?
So they kind of know the routine. So same routine as far as they just have to get there and use the park, and they know other people will be using the park. We're not going to close down the park just for them.
Right, and they have to work it out with law enforcement and emergency management and provide us with an insurance certificate.
Okay.
So they know all that. They've done that.
Yes. They have done it in the past.
And then the proceeds go for community
They would have to be an at-will
at-will
It's
donation.
kind of a pass the hat thing, right?
Yeah, but it has to be used for community needs or community benefit. That's what their intention is. Correct?
Yeah, I think it's all with that programming,
Yeah.
if I remember right.
Okay.
I move we make a recommendation to Parks and Rec Commission to accept the request for,
or allow the request.
or allow the request as presented.
I support it. Is there any other questions or discussion on it? Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. 3-0.
Casey's on French Road.
Okay, it's a little ways out then, so let's keep going. Okay, so the playground, we have the, in the notes, that Mr. Gavat was so kind to have, the placement of the playground equipment. And we don't really have a map, do we?
That's why I tried to describe where it is in words. It's a 30 by 30 foot space just to the east of the monkey bars.
Yes, which is,
Behind the big rock.
yes, in front
In
of,
front of the big rock, between the big rock and the lake.
Oh, between the rock and the lake, okay.
yeah, yeah. And there was, I did not think there was area. I thought we'd have to go a little bit more north, I believe, to fit it in there, but there is room right in there, so it kind of condenses all the playground equipment area, and it looks like a good spot for it, so,
I know I caught quite a bit of the walk around on video.
oh, okay.
I had talked to Casey in the meeting before, and he said, well, you don't have to come up, you know, and he's
Oh.
going to be there, but then he couldn't come, so I'm
He
sorry
couldn't come. That's
to
okay.
have missed, but it was a nice day, and it looked like you guys were talking about placement with regard to keeping it away from the cars and whatnot, and it sounded like it was a good discussion.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. It was a good walkthrough. A little chilly, but that's been the case every day,
Well,
so.
that's what it's like at the end of it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, so, I guess we have,
We have the proposal before us, the proposal from the company for the install.
yes,
You wanted to move next?
yes. So
Okay.
do
Can
we
we
wanna?
separate the two out, maybe?
That's what I'm gonna ask you. Do you wanna make a motion to hire the company to install the playground equipment where, as recommended by the committee, as chosen by the committee, as recommended, I guess by this committee, because this is where we think it should go. Or we can do it separately, either way.
Why don't we place it first?
Okay.
That's easy.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's essentially, there's a couple of three things in that proposal. One was the actual installation of the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
The second was the sourcing of whatever that material is that goes on the ground.
Right.
And the third thing was some boards and stakes, which I think this guy talked about, decided not to do that part of it at all.
Yeah.
And that we would local source the material for the ground, which led to the question, because we're kind of making a consolidated play area, that we should actually increase the amount of material we're going to need to buy to cover the whole area, as opposed to just that 30-foot by 30-foot space.
So the swing sets.
Yeah, under the swings and around the merry-go-round. Go ahead, Scott.
I got a quote from a Superior ground covering in Grand Rapids,
Okay.
something like that. It was for $2,800 and $2,880 to do just the 32 yards. And if they did a full truck of 60 cubic yards, it would be 3,600. Because I was looking at doing something for Rock Valley as well.
Is this,
That needs some more work.
is this the engineered stuff?
Yes. So we could get 60 yards for $3,600.
Okay.
And your take on the engineered stuff versus just plain old wood chips from the guy next door?
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what it is.
But I mean, which would you rather have us?
Well, MMMA or RA.
That's just where it was
insurance company.
MMRMA. They want the engineer, our insurance company recommends the engineer.
Okay.
You know what's in it, you don't know what's in those wood chips.
Yeah, that's, basically, I know that's what Solon Township ran into. They were allowed to use wood chips, but we had to do way deeper because they will decompose so fast, and these won't decompose.
Yeah, it's all standard sizes too, like it's
Okay.
fluffier.
Okay. Okay. So we have two things. And Laura, I'm sorry, I did not bring my computer. What was the exact cost on the installation of the playground? I know it was,
With everything?
well, let's look at it separately, because if we're gonna, let's look at all the costs. So they had the
Just
same,
the install alone,
8,400.
8,410.
okay. And then they included the same type of wood chip or chip for,
Engineered wood.
but they wanted another 4,000, correct? And that only did that area? Because it was up to 12,000 total.
That was $2,348 for the wood chips, and then they wanted to put timbers around the outside,
Oh, which we don't need to do.
which I didn't think.
Yeah, if it's sandy there, it's
That
gonna,
was 1,300.
okay.
So their bid is 2348.
Shipping of the timbers.
So this outfit's place is 2348 for 38 cubic yards. And the proposal you got from Grand Rapids was 3,200.
Well, you said 32 yards for basically 2,900. So that's comparable to the $500 more than the 2,300 the company wants. But for $3,600, we could get 60 yards that would do the whole playground area and have some left over for Veronica Valley.
And that's probably not the problem.
Okay, but at least it would do the entire playground area for, so what is it, $1,300 more, but we would be able to do the whole area. So we kind of have a couple things to look at there.
Okay, so
Consider.
I guess I would move that we accept the installation cost from Playground Boss, and recommend the committee approve the $8,410 installation cost from Playground Boss,
So the quote.
essentially the quote.
Yes.
But
That's a
it's not the whole thing on this letter.
That's a motion to recommend to the Parks and Rec Commission
Yes. Okay.
to
Yep.
accept the quote for the install, not to exceed 8,410.
And it's the install only.
Only.
Right, okay. I support that motion. Is there any other discussion? We understood where we are? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 3-0. Very exciting. Laurel will get right with them if it passes this afternoon. We would find out then when that, as soon as possible, right?
And because it's over a certain amount,
It has to go to the full board?
I'll ask Jeff.
Okay.
So the second motion would be the recommendation for the 60 yards of engineered material for a total not to exceed.
I have something to add. Our local wood company, who remain nameless, they want $33.50 a yard. So it's 60 yards, that's $2,010. And $150 charge to whatever, so that's, say $2,200.
But that's not the engineered material.
Yeah, so it's even cheaper.
Is it the engineered material?
Yes.
It is the engineered
Yeah,
material.
they have to have it shipped in. They
Oh.
don't make it. I think if they made it, we'd probably get it.
For nothing. Yeah, I bet so too. Okay, so that's
That's a better deal, isn't it?
Way better.
Way better.
The math just now.
And so what was their total on the 60 yard?
Well, they just said $33.50, but a yard.
$33.50 per year.
Per cubic yard, yeah.
So it ends up at 2010, and then there's a $150 charge.
Mm-hmm. It's still a good deal.
$21.60.
I will amend the motion to go with the provider of that material. And shall they need to still stay nameless, or?
Well, I don't know how sensitive it is, that's why. I don't know how sensitive a bid is, so I don't want to say names.
Okay.
You guys know who it is, so if you say it, go ahead.
So-
It's an open meeting.
So,
During-
but,
During street service.
Steering tree service, okay. For a total cost, $2,160 for 60 yards. That would be the motion.
okay. A so is that a motion? I would support that motion.
Okay.
So in 60 yards of the, hi Casey?
How's it going? Sorry, I'm late.
No
Hey,
problem,
Casey.
thanks for coming in. So that would be, how deep is that? That would, the 60 yards would be the depth that our insurance company would recommend to go under that, especially under the new playground is, okay, super. All right, any other questions on that motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. So we're at 4-0 in case we support it. So we now have the spot to put our playground set. We'll recommend that Monkey Boss or Playground Boss install the playground set, and we will purchase chips, engineered chips to go below it, cover the whole playground area. So is there anything else? Now let's go through.
Do we need a motion for the placement according to something, or we'll just, we don't need that, do we? Okay, it'll get placed where we tell them to place it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yep.
alrighty,
Yep. And we'll have Scott will be out there
yep.
when they come in, and in fact, you'll be in on all of the planning on when they come in, and, all right. In fact, you'll let us all know, because some of us might want to be out there to watch it go up too. Okay, the walkthrough, did you want to just
Yeah.
quickly go over your
No,
notes from the
I mean,
walkthrough?
essentially going through my notes, that are in your packet. The only things really that might have some cost or significant cost to them is essentially the power washing of the chapel. So we need to get a proposal from somebody, I guess, for doing that. I don't know who does that.
And I think that, I do believe it can be done for just a couple $100 from my experience. Yeah, Space Breakers, there's a couple others, I think, for a few $100s. And it's not a very big building, and I know I did my home, which is quite large, and it was in that range a few years
I'm
ago.
gonna try and get it done myself, honestly.
But I think it's pretty much a maintenance, and it's under. So if you choose to go with the company, if it's too much, you just get with Chet, and I think under just purely maintenance. If we have money left in our budget, then we can get it done. That'd be great. Okay.
Don't know if there's who does this for as a maintenance item. The brick fireplaces, there's starting to be some significant cracking along the bricks, which they're deteriorating, and the more water gets in there and then freezes, then thaws, then freezes, that brick is gonna fall apart real fast.
Yep.
So that probably needs to get looked at. And the only last thing I've got is the interior Park Road, and this is my opinion only. There's really no designated parking in the park except for that one area on the backside of the chapel. Everything else is just parking along the road. So we may want a future project to delineate actual parking and put in designated parking turn-ins and whatnot. I mean, you could do some diagonal parking in some areas, you could do, but right now it's wherever they want to park, they park. Okay. So that's my notes from that walkthrough. I don't know if anybody's got anything else.
In the future, I think it would be really nice if we could do some more, like a permanent porta potties on the west, I'm trying to think of how that park sits, at the west end over by the new grub shack. If we could get some kind of a simple little roof that's open on the end where they have to access them, but a little roof would keep them shaded at the very least, and be there more seasonally. There would be a cost, obviously, to have even one more there for the rest of the year. But I think that that's probably going to be a future expense, probably not this year. Even just the timing of getting something like that built. But they've done this in other areas where it slides, it's kind of what we talked about, I think, at the Miles Kimberly Park, where at least it would just be under a little bit of a shelter, and they're shaded, and it's just a little bit nicer. And then maybe eventually even take out the pit toilet. The brick fireplaces, and I was trying to remember, Steve, I know you would have been on, I'm quite sure. We had some discussion some years ago. Weren't some of those memorials, some of the brick grills were in memory of?
Kind of rings a bell, but Casey, do you know?
I couldn't tell you for sure. It seems like that's the case, but I don't think there's any plaque on them or anything.
As long as there's no plaque.
Are they functional? Do they get used?
Oh, yeah,
as-
they're
I've seen
functional.
people use them, yeah.
Yeah, they get used.
Because I know we had some concern about that because there were some that wanted to go in as maybe they were put in as memorials. But the park said, that's okay, but we can't maintain them. If they ever go bad, the county would replace them because it was done as a memorial. And I think we went to the single pole one. There's the other type there. It's just a set of poles, the open grill. I think those are what we purchased.
Is, Scott, do you know anybody that does kind of repair on those kinds of things, or I don't know how to proceed.
Personally, I mean, just,
Well-
a mason could.
The condition they're in right now, it's really just somebody coming out and tuck pointing them and adding some grout within the bricks where they're starting to crack, so that you can keep the moisture out in between the bricks.
And then maybe seal them,
Yeah.
maybe, with the help?
Just
Okay,
be
why
a-
don't we look into that?
It'd be a matter of finding somebody. I don't know if that's another maintenance item. It doesn't sound like it'd be very expensive.
Yeah, if we could get it done, as you say, before it becomes a major problem.
Yeah.
And,
Pile another one on Scott's list.
yeah, and then the other one I do want to talk about, we have a couple more minutes, is the gazebo. We really do need to start giving the gazebo a little bit of attention here at
Needs
some
a
point.
power washing paint job.
Power washing, can we look at possibly power washing the gazebo also?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna try and get into that maybe Friday.
Okay, and then maybe once it gets dried out, we can look at it, maybe come back and see about possibly painting it?
Yeah, I mean, the stairs and the decking definitely need paint.
Because the bottom part is vinyl siding, right?
That's what I thought we did. I thought we vinyl sided, so if that gets washed,
So talked about doing it, I don't know what it is.
I don't remember seeing any vinyl. I know I saw a lot of peeling paint off the stairs and off the deck.
It
yes.
seems like we had looked at, or wanted to do that when we did the grub shack, but it actually already had vinyl on the bottom, just the bottom portion of it.
Behind the
I don't
bushes, behind the
remember.
shrubbery. Let's look into that then, too. That'll be something to follow up on. Okay,
I have a
anything
comment.
else? Yep.
On the conceptual plan, and it's a little hard to see, we do have bigger models of it, but there is the Porta-John
See, that's what I thought.
location there
Mm-hmm.
on the side, Melinda, you were talking about, and it could be a similar thing that we've done at Miles. Are we done? I'll be real quick. Then there is angled parking in the conceptual plan also. So those have been discussed a little bit over time, but they are in the conceptual plan anyway.
Yeah. Well, we get some, I don't think, in the conceptual plan, I think it was pretty simple. It was just basically.
Angle in.
Yeah, marking off those spots. And
Throw
filling full of
some gravel down.
And, yep. That should be inexpensive, so maybe further in the summer, we can look into that one too. All right, very good. It's been fun walkthrough, so
And the last item is the monkey flower.
monkey flower, yes. You want to come forward and explain monkey flower to us?
Should I hand the sheets out to everybody?
Sure. Or give them, yeah, Scott, so hand them out for you.
For the record, may I have your name?
Laurel Moran.
How do you spell your last name?
VORAM, V as in vegetable. And your business? I have a small business called Rural Brand LLC, and the focus of it is monkey flour and other natural products.
I have a lucky answer.
Thank you. So how are we doing with our monkey flour?
We are doing great.
Good.
Update is that it's in the well-established areas, it's doing very, very well. Last year,
We are so close to 3 o'clock.
Yes.
So she's going to present at a regular session to the entire Parks Board.
Oh, okay.
So maybe move this forward to the regular session.
Well, this is something we should recommend to the full board, but this is something we've already budgeted for, correct? It's already in budget. So yeah, if you guys are okay, I'm okay with just moving it to the regular board since
Sure.
it's basically a maintenance contract with you for maintenance of the monkey farm. Okay, so then we'll ask for public comment. Is there any public comment? Some very good looking public out there right now. All right, board member comments, any?
I'm
At
good.
all? Yep, I'm good too. Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So what?
All in favor,
Second.
say aye. Aye. Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
So we did.